Lakers are sitting at 5th in the West and are back in action tonight at home hosting the Hornets. LeBron is listed as questionable after sitting out the All-Star Game tournament as he manages ankle and foot pain. With Luka and LeBron now teammates, could they actually make a title run? Pat Beverley likes what the Lakers have. Listen up.
You talk about a third option. You look around the NBA, he might be the best third option in the NBA in Austin Reeves. You talk about your fourth option in Rui Hachimura. He might be the best fourth option in the NBA. I'm talking about on one team. I like the Lakers. I like what they've done. I know we gave the Lakers a lot of criticism in the past, and but we were just being honest. But the moves Rob Pelinka's made and Jeannie Buss has made has put the Lakers right up there top notch when it comes to the quest to get a title.
Okay, I hear what Patrick Beverley is saying. Good morning, doggy. I hear what Patrick Beverley is saying. And I get it, because what we can't ignore is the job that J.J. Redick is doing as coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. He's doing an outstanding job thus far. We got to give credit where credit is due. They picked up Rob Pelinka. I mean, he's a candidate for Executive of the Year. I mean, when you look at what he has pulled off, you just can't say enough about it. But with that being said, keep in mind that the Lakers are I think they're tied with the San Antonio Spurs, or they're second to the San Antonio Spurs. They got 8 back-to-backs in the last 27 games or so of this season. So we got to wonder what kind of effect that's going to have on them. We got to look at their thin front line, wonder what kind of effect that's going to have on them. I think Patrick Beverley is right when he says he likes what the Lakers have. I think the real question is, Patrick Beverley, do you feel that way for this season? Moving forward, no question about it, you can look at the Los Angeles Lakers and say they can make some noise. But are you looking at them right now? When you look at the way Denver is playing, when you look at the way OKC is playing, I'm sorry, I know Anthony Davis is out, but when that brother come back with him and Christie and Kyrie and PJ and the rest of the crew, and hopefully Gafford will be back as well, Dallas is nothing to sneeze at. They're nothing to ignore. I just got to look at it and say, I get where he's coming from. I just think it's a bit premature for this season. But he's not off his rock and saying what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm actually with you, Stephen A., because I think I was with y'all in New Orleans, and I was like, Lakers. And I went back, and I'm looking, and I agree J.J. Redick has done a great job. I just think that conversation that Pat Bev presented, doggy, is very one-sided. I will sit for the conversation about where those guys ranks as third and fourth options. You're talking about offense, right? And I think in the West, when you look at the Oklahoma City Thunder leading the way and their net rating and on average getting teams by almost 13 points on both sides, and you look at the teams that are at top of the standings, even if we take offense out for a second, all of those teams have the ability to defend. Now, Houston sometimes gets a little anemic when it comes to offense, but I think the defense part, to me, is what stalls me a little bit on the Lakers. And we have to see, because I think Rui Hachimura has switchability. I think Austin Reeves can grow as a defender. We know LeBron James can turn it on when he wants. I think what they've done in terms of acquiring Luka has fundamentally kind of changed what we saw working as of late for the Lakers in terms of their success on both sides of the floor. But I could sit for that conversation. I think Austin Reeves is having a nice career.
Mad Dog, let me ask you this. Are the Lakers the most dangerous team post-All-Star break?
Yeah, dangerous is more important than, they can win a title. And I guess Bev forgot about Porzingis, because there's no way with Porzingis, Brown, and Tatum, the 3 Lakers are better than those 3 as far as offensive weapons are concerned. So you must have forgot about that one. And to echo what Stevie said, Stevie looked sharp today in Winnipeg. To echo what Steve said, look at their schedule. They have they got 2 games in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
They have 3 games against Denver. They have a game in Boston. They have 2 with the Rockets. They play the Knicks. They play Golden State. They got a hard schedule. And, he's 40 years old. As the playoff moves along, he'll get a little tired. That's a factor. They should avoid the play-in, which will help them. But I think that asking them to get through that Western Conference is going to be tricky. It's weird in the NBA. I know we're going to get to this later. The West is much better than the East. Much better teams. But by far the best team in the sport is in the East. So would you rather be in the West, where it's a little bit more open, or would you rather be in the East, where you should, if you're Cleveland, be able to get to the final, but then you're going to beat the Celtics, which is the best team? So from that standpoint, the Lakers are going to have to go through a pretty big gauntlet. You know, Oklahoma City, Denver, that's a tough deal to go with. They're dangerous, Luka, LeBron, but I don't think they're going to win the NBA championship this year. Now, Monica raises her head, and so do you. Go ahead. Let me hear.
Let's also pay attention to this, y'all. Let's say, for example, we pay so much attention to the playing game because that's where LeBron has lived since he's been a Los Angeles Laker. Pretty much for the most part for the last 3 or 4 years, they've been in the playing tournament, okay? We have to look at it from this standpoint and pay attention to this. The Los Angeles Lakers, if the season were to end today, they would be the 5th seed. They would be going up against young thoroughbreds in the Houston Rockets, who have struggled as of late, but they've got some players. They've got youth. They play defense. Ime Udoka is an exceptional coach. The Lakers are 2 games ahead of the Clippers. What if by happenstance the Lakers end up the 6th seed and Denver ends up the 3? Then they get Denver in the first round again. They're going home. They're not beating the Denver Nuggets. I can assure you that. They're not beating the Denver Nuggets. I don't care what anybody says, okay? And so that's what we have to watch out for as well. And in fairness to the Lakers, they went to the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, but they ran into Denver. Last year, they got Denver in the first round. A lot of people were of the mindset, outside of Denver, because of Jokic, there was no one the Lakers couldn't beat. So the objective is you got to watch yourself because if the Lakers, I wouldn't blame them for doing this. If you're smart, you do everything you can to avoid the Denver Nuggets until you absolutely have to play them. You don't want to invite yourself going up against them brothers in the first round. Those are things to monitor as well here.
One thing about Denver, and I'm with Stevie on Denver. I had them for 51.5. I know they're playing well right now. They have had an unbelievably easy stretch. They got Charlotte tomorrow night. They should win, but they beat the Pelicans twice. They beat the Magic at home. They won 1 road game in Phoenix. They go look at this 8-game winning streak. They have not played a good team.
Well,
let me see them against these good teams.
I actually think, Doggy, to that end, now you look at the Denvers, the Bostons, the teams that have done it, and their core is intact. We're now post All-Star, so now you cut all the shenanigans. So I'm with you, but I'm not really worried about Denver. I think Denver's.
You think Denver's one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the league?
Yeah. I mean, because experience matters. Experience matters.
What is the top storyline you're following post All-Star break?
I'm following the Warriors with Draymond and his outstanding performance on the air this past Sunday, leading into the All-Star game. The things that he said, guaranteeing a championship, talking about how leaders know when to follow and how he follows Steph Curry and he follows Jimmy Butler and what they're going to do. I want to see what they're going to back up. They start off with 2 important games coming right out of the break. They're on the road in Sacramento Friday. They host the Dallas Mavs 2 days later. Let's see what they're going to do because they're 10th place. They're trying to get to the 6th seed so they can avoid the play-in tournament. All of those things are helpful. And I'm watching Jimmy Butler, and no, he's not Kevin Durant or anything like that, but he is a 6-time All-Star. He has been to 2 NBA Finals appearances, got into Miami Heat to that. And watching him play, guys, Doggy, he's gotten to the free throw line 40 times in 4 games. And when you think about it and you think about how much running Steph Curry has to do to get his shot and to get his shot off, it ain't just the exceptional passing of a Draymond Green setting him up. It's also the fact that you got a guy like Jimmy Butler who can take some of the load, but most importantly, slows down the game and even gets to the free throw line, giving him a breath so he can revitalize himself and continue moving without the basketball the way that he does. Golden State's going to be very, very interesting coming down the stretch. We'll see what they do.
And he's a great free throw shooter, too. He makes his free throws, Butler. So that I can understand that. I know the obvious answer is the Lakers with Luka and LeBron. I'll go away from them, Stevie. And I'm going to give you Minnesota. Now, they've played a little better here at the end of the first half. They've not as good a record. I think a little residue off last year, getting beat by Dallas. Obviously, the adjustment with Karl Anthony Towns leaving, bringing Randall in. That takes a little getting used to. Randall's averaging about 19 a game. We all know how Anthony Edwards is. They have to avoid the play-in, too. They have played big defense in a big spot. You wouldn't want to play them in a playoff series, especially if it's not if it's 7 games, and they got a guy who's a great closer. I think the T-Wolves, they're 6 over 500 right now. I think they're right around that 6th seed spot. They can get ahead of the Clippers. I think Minnesota's got a chance to have a pretty good second half. He's a good coach. I could see him, Finch is a good coach. I can see Minnesota having a much better second half than they did the first. A little more adjusted after they made the big trade.
I see Steph Curry and Anthony Edwards are my two favorite players in the NBA. I think that Anthony Edwards is a superstar. And I'm here to tell you something right now. I thought about this, Molly, yesterday because I was kind of disappointed in him saying that let Wemby be the face of the league. I don't want that responsibility. I was kind of disappointed in hearing him say that. Come playoff time, I'm willing to say he lied to us because this brother wants to put on a show come playoff time. I can't wait to watch Anthony Edwards, and I hope you're right. I don't know if you are because I think the Karl Anthony Towns trade clearly benefited the Knicks more than it has benefited Minnesota. But I got to tell you, Anthony Edwards is something special, and I can't wait to watch him, and I would love to see him on the biggest stage because I think he is exactly what the NBA needs.
I can understand that. He's got a little Jordan in him. He's not afraid to take big shots. Got a little
and
Jordan.
He's working on his J, and his J has gotten better. His three-point shot has got better. Now, he doesn't need to be launching 10 a game, but this brother's stroke is improving every single year. Doggy, Anthony Edwards, I'm telling you right now, I don't give a damn what he wants. Yeah. He will be the face of the league if Minnesota's winning because that brother's going to be the reason why he is something special. He is box office.
I think Wembanyama will be the face of the league, Stevie. I think he wants to be the face of the league. He's 7'4". He does everything. He's a center. People love that. Shaq, Kareem.
I don't think a 7'5" guy.
I don't know. Anthony's
going to be the face of the league.
He speaks his mind. You saw him with Obama. We shall see.
I'm on fire. It's NBA,